The aforementioned Jeff Sica is with us now, sitting immediately to your left. Jeff, the inflation indicator, which the Federal Reserve watches closely, it ticked up in February to what's called I'm going to get this right, a continuously compounding rate of 4%. That sounds kind of high to me, 4%, and the Fed looks at it.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind the Fed has been stuck on this 2%. That's been their mantra, 2% inflation. That's what they want. And then with the personal consumption expenditures coming in at 4%, and then Jerome Powell, as Charles said, Jerome Powell coming in and saying it was expected, and there's an anticipation that rates will stay higher for longer. But what you really see in the futures market as to the direction of interest rates is you see that the chance of interest rates not going down in June has just increased. It was at 25%. It's now at around 36% that they will stay the same. So when you look at this inflation data, we have to ask ourselves, what is the Fed going to do about it? And most people think nothing.
But do investors care that much? Do they really focus that much on the Federal Reserve right now, Jeff?
I believe there's been a continual fixation on the Federal Reserve. I think there's an anticipation that the Federal Reserve will lower rates. That's what they've said. They've even said they will lower rates up to 3 times in 2024. So I do think the investors are concerned, and I don't think the investors believe that Jerome Powell is going to do much of anything except lower rates before the election.
Nobody seems to know what's really going on. Right. The Fed watching industry is going ahead full scream.
I will say, when the rally started late October, it was all based on the Fed cutting rates 6 to 7 times. Even as the street started to realize that was too optimistic, the rally even gained steam because the new narrative was, well, we're rallying on a strong economy. Well, what happens if we have a weaker economy and high inflation? Both of those narratives, if they disappear, what do the bulls have to hold on to? That's the one thing I'm anxious about.
Okay, I like that one. All right. Jeff, thanks very much indeed.